Hey everyone, welcome to the Saltwater Weekly Update. There are a lot of things that have come in this week, a lot of fish that have come in this morning and are coming in tonight, some of which you will see on Facebook, but I'm going to take you through and show you a bunch of things today. Also, there's some new products on the line, and as you can see before me, beautiful standing canopy. This is the time of the year where tanks are at their best price. Standing canopy designs we're changing up and trying to bring some new styles and things like that into the store. So you definitely want to pay attention to that, especially with the new expansion. As you can see, we've ripped out half of the wall over there, and we are expanding the saltwater side of things to double the amount of saltwater tanks that we have. Now this won't happen all at once, this will happen over the course of the next year, but the store itself this time next week should be completely open, and you should have 10,000 square feet with which to roam about and check out all the new stuff. Stuff is coming in every day on that note. There's lots and lots of new products. This is the time of year where that stuff starts coming in. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things happening here at Fishy Business. Tell the good people why they need an ice cap ATO.
It's an awesome way to top off your tank every day, a couple times a day in small amounts. So if you're running corals like SPS that are delicate or have high-end shrimp or starfish, the salinity fluctuations won't end up causing a problem with them and killing them.
Why do we like ice cap so much?
It's got a very good price point. At $130, it's very, very hard to beat. It has two sensors on it, so it can sense high water level and low water level, as well as the pump has a sensor built in that will raise cane if the reservoir ever goes empty, which is normally around 2:30 in the morning at my house.
How about that? So this is another saltwater product that came in this week that I wanted to show because it's reasonably adaptable in a lot of open tank systems. It's the ice cap. Hang on the back or hang inside the tank protein skimmer, and the skim buddy that can accompany it and actually bleed out any overage of any waste or detritus that the protein skimmer collects. Can go right in this handy dandy little box right here. So this new product by Ice Cap, also you saw Richard and I show the ATO. This is also a product that came in with it this week. Okay, we're going to start with fish, we're going to roll into corals, and then we'll roll back to invertebrates, so stay with me. My first fish on the list is one of my favorite fish for multiple reasons. This is the squareback anthias. This is an ocean perch. It is a fantastic saltwater fish for a lot of different reasons. One is its adaptability to aquarium life. I have this in several service accounts. It's a fish that stays out. It stays kind of in the thick of things. It isn't really messed with much. As long as it's kept in a community tank, it readily feeds, and it's fairly long-lived. So very well suited for aquarium life, and so beautiful is the squareback anthias. Hayden and I keep selling all of Reagan's anthias, so this week she decided to do us one better by buying every anthias that was in the ocean. As you can see, there are a lot of male-female lyre-tail anthias, the Dispara anthias, and they do make a fantastic reef anthias. And if you've got a fairly large tank, a lot of little nookeries and crannies for fish to kind of hide in, even though they are a little bit more of an open water fish, they do great. And they're one of the few fish, they don't necessarily school in a tank, but they will kind of all hang out in a conglomeration together. So very, very cool. And very, very affordable for the amount of color that they give. This is a great saltwater fish. Beautiful striped dogface puffer came in this week. All puffers have a certain aura about them, and this one is no different. One of the smaller species of puffers that we have, blue eyes, striped body, kind of a off green on a gray body, but a cool puffer nonetheless. Lots of personality with these guys. Beautiful copper band butterfly came in this week. We tend to sell out of these. We never get a lot of them. They're great for eating aptasia or glass anemones in an aquarium, and I'm not a big proponent of butterflies in an aquarium, but this is one that you can sometimes have a reasonable amount of success with, and it is such a beautiful fish that every once in a while we get a couple just to help people who are struggling with glass anemones or problematic anemones. They will definitely eat them. Okay, so a bristletooth tang came in this week. This is a really pretty tang. It has kind of a center gray body, but it has blue on the fins that easily get missed when it's just kind of swimming through the water column. But once it starts feeding, you can notice it'll flex those fins and you can see the blue sheen. And it really, as it ages and gets bigger, is a beautiful, beautiful fish. I got in a small Melanurus wrasse this week. I talk about them every week. I know you probably get tired of seeing them, but for those of you that don't have this fish, it is a wonderful fish. It is, for the money, I think one of the most colorful fish in saltwater that you can get. It is fairly reef safe in most cases, and it's just an all-over great fish. Hardy and long-lived. He's mad right now because he just came in, but we got in a blue jaw trigger. Sold the one that you saw in last week's video, which is the reason I'm just showing you the one in this week's video. It's a great fish that is, I wouldn't say it's 100% reef safe, but it is fairly reef safe. So depending on what you have in a reef, this is a fish this is one of the few triggers that you can kind of get away with in a reef tank, especially if you start them out small, and this guy's small. If there's a prettier fish in the saltwater, I don't know what it is. The green mandarin dragonet is just a phenomenal fish. The color, the fact that we can keep them much better than we ever used to be able to because there are ready foods for them now, make the success of keeping this fish a lot greater. If you have a well-seasoned or well-aged reef tank, this is a great fish for it. And if you don't, we have some food to where you can make it a regular tank mate, even if it's in a fairly young tank. So the green mandarin is awesome. The lipstick or naso tang is a great fish. It is very hardy in almost any given situation. They do get big, so they need a little bit of running room. This guy's still a little shy from coming in this morning. But they typically come in eating. They typically come in very, very hardy and well adapted to life in the aquarium. We have a lot of these in our service accounts. And it can be a great reef fish. It can be a great fish for a fish-only tank. So the naso tang, great saltwater fish. Firefin to mini tang. I got two small ones today. These are a little cowering and a little shy right now just because they did just come in, but great fish nonetheless. They are phenomenal in every way, in their adaptability to aquarium life, in their feeding habits, in their compatibility, in terms of longevity. They're a great first fish. They're a great second fish. If you've got 10 fish to have in your saltwater tank, the Tamini tang or the fire bristletooth tang is a great tang to have. Large blue reef chromis came in this week, and I've got a beautiful mess of them. They all came in looking really good. They're already eating. They're very responsive. Really cool fish. So if you want a coral with a lot of beauty and you've got a place where something can stretch out and be, you know, all wavy and have all that motion you want so bad, you'd have a hard time or be hard pressed to do better than the octa coral we have right here. This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coral. And it's one of the new ones that Hayden just brought in. The reverse hammer is another one that he just brought from this past week. All the fish swimming toward the camera. And this has actually the reverse color morph that you typically see with a hammer. Beautiful. So the first of our Jack's Electric cornfield mushrooms that we have had in stock or back in stock to sell in a very long time have just popped up. I have 2 of these available. Get them while you can. This is an amazing, amazing mushroom. Okay, so this mixed coral rock. You can see all the different zoanthids, pallies that are on there. There's some glove polyps on there. Looks like there may be even a few green stars on the back, but there are probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different types of corals on this one rock. This was a real beauty that Hayden brought back. Right next to it is the Calistrea, or the candy canes. These haven't opened up yet. They've just gotten in the tank, but these are kind of like a branching brain coral individually, and they reproduce by fission, where they open up from kind of the center and make more of their heads. There are a lot of heads on this guy, and it's very reasonable. Okay, from left to right, you're looking at several different color morphs of some really cool zoas. They're greens, they're reds, there's this burnt orange. Right on over to this mixed zoa rock right here that's got these electric blue clove polyps coming out of the center. If you want to get a lot of different colored zoas in your tank at one time, there's no better way to do it than by a rock where they're already on. There are blue and red mixed ones in here. There's the electric yellow on one side. It's almost like a Naples yellow. Beautiful, beautiful coral. Okay, so a beautiful frog spawn came in. It looks like it's 3 or 4 heads. Very reasonable as well. The hammer coral next to it came in. It's got a little bit more electric green to it. It's a branching hammer, and hammers are very, very hardy way of getting into euphyllias without spending a lot of money and with starting off with very hardy species. Okay, so if you look at all these boxes, you can see there are a ton of saltwater fish I haven't had a chance to show you yet, like this snowflake moray, these Bangui cardinals that are swimming around in here. So you want to definitely pay attention to Facebook, because this is where Reagan will be showing you what else came in. And I don't know what else came in because she did the order, not me, and Kevin went to get it. So that's where we're at right now. 3 more full boxes of saltwater fish that haven't even made it in yet. The store is getting ready to make a major change that won't look the same next week. I urge you to come by and kind of check out all the things that are going on this weekend. You can see the old store for the last time this weekend. You can also see all the fish that I haven't been able to show you that came in. There are a lot more corals too that Hayden and I were talking about possibly bringing in, maybe even possibly before this weekend. So we're shooting the video on a Wednesday, so that gives us a couple more days. We'll see what happens there. If you are planning on entering the gift certificate, the $300 gift certificate, go to our website, and I'm going to give you the answer right now. And the answer to the question that will be there is nothing. You don't have an answer this week, so just type in nothing, and you'll get an entry into the possible prize. If you haven't watched the previous weekly update videos, there are opportunities to get more entries in to win. You only have 4 days left. We're going to do the drawing on Sunday, so I wish you all good health, great luck with possibly winning. Come see us this weekend. God bless, and we'll see you in a very new and different environment next week.